So welcome back to class, and today we are on our fourth lesson dealing with the sound as in snake, as in snake. Very simple sketch. As in sun, as in sun. As in star, another simple sketch. As in star, star, snake, and any other nice word that you can find that you can easily sketch that emphasizes the sound. Don't forget your flashcards. Flashcards to the rescue all the time. Flashcards are so helpful, so easy. You can still introduce your activities, digging for gold, your treasure hunt, your sorting activities. And at this point, I should also add that you could also use flashcards for words. I've just used smaller cards here. And you can see, you can ask the child to sort the words or pick out the identical words if you want to focus on any particular words. So I have this. Although I would rather not emphasize to dwell on that in this class, but there's something we call the whole brain learning under the Loving Learning model by Mabella. It's a system whereby we integrate all subjects, all courses. We try to remove the lines of demarcation so that your child can flow from one learning activity to another, even if they are in different subjects, without a pause. So you can ask them to sort it out. You can ask them to chart it on a graph. I will do that much later on in this series. So the sorting activity, you can now begin to introduce words into it. For the social consciousness, the letter S begins the soul, the word soul on the body. That's right under your foot. So that's another public part of the body. It's all right to kick, to run. It's a public part. A child can play. Somebody can touch your soul. There's no danger. That's not a very sensitive part, so you can educate that child. It falls under the areas they can play. There's a rhyme that we have. Sure, I'll give you the link that we already have to help the child to distinguish between their public parts and their private parts. Now, this is another simple exercise. This is another time to even teach the children about the concepts of rows and columns. Rows and columns. But that's not the emphasis in this class. What we're dealing with is actually still reading. So now the child can sound these words. Everything on this page is familiar, apart from words with the sound. And since we're introducing that, after isolating the sound, identifying the words, identifying the parts of the body, what to do next is to build words with it. And words that have that sound and follow the simple CVC pattern or VCC patterns is what we have here. We have as. You tell your child to blend. As. Then we have sat. Another thing you can teach your child right about now is the fact that the S is usually used to denote things that are in their plural state. So while you have book, you can have books. Ants, and that's another discrimination exercise. You have ant, and then you have ants. I told you earlier that the Mabella program builds words. It builds the words as they are introduced to it. It's not just about 2-letter or 3-letter words. Once a word is easy to incorporate, the child begins to learn how to use it. So you have as, you have sat, you have and, you have ants, you have as. Now, this is a repeated consonant, but we find that it's easy for the children to absorb this at this stage. There is no threat. There is no threat. There is no confusion. This, you can ask them to color the identical words on each page. Color identical words on each row, I mean. So the child has to read it, and then for each, I think I should have a color, a crayon here. So for each row, pick out the words that are identical and color them. This exercise requires that they read and they also discriminate. Remember what I keep saying all the time? Oh, mistake. This should be it. Sorry about that. So on and on it goes till your child gets to the end. The activities you want to introduce to your child, when you're developing your activities, try to think visual, audio, tactile, and then in combination, it could be audio visual, it could be audio tactile, it could be visual tactile. That means they get to use at least 2 of their learning domains. They can see it and then they need to do something. That is the premise on which all these activities are based. So we are on lesson 4. At this point, your child has 4 letters and is already building his word wealth. Phrases. Now you look at the words we have learned so far and begin to build short phrases or simple sentences where possible. There is the decodable book, which is a very simple booklet. There's something beautiful about your child reading from beginning to the end of a book that goes with these lessons. That would also be made available to you on request. So let's look at simple sentences. We have an, and, sat. An and sat. That is a simple sentence that's something meaningful for a child. Let me put it that way. That's something meaningful. You can have ants sat. Time. These are things that you can begin to introduce a child to at this point in time. See you in the next class.